Good morning, everyone. I'm here to do another reading. I hope everyone's having a lovely weekend. We've overcome tremendous blocks and removed black magic, cursed energy. I don't know if it's from past life or a combination of that in this life, but nevertheless, I feel like we're in a much better position this morning after doing all that clearing yesterday. So Divine Feminine, just know that with your love here, you've been able to succeed and overcome that. And you should feel much better and continue to feel better as you move on here. So the masculine is also feeling really, really good. I was channeling personally for myself privately earlier this morning. And, he really wants to step into this hierophant energy and really come forward and share this love in the open and really show the world how much he loves you. This is him. He's been secretly kind of adorning you and fantasizing and thinking and doing all of his work. This is not a bad thing. But I think it's time to take that cloak off. He really wants to show himself off, show you off, show this love off. He knows that you've known about this love for a very long time. I think he told himself all sorts of things to make it not be that, because he just felt he couldn't match you. He couldn't match your energy. You're very powerful. He sees you as very confident. You've always kind of known, or you've presented like you've always known what you've wanted, gone after what you wanted, and because of that, you've succeeded. You know what you want, you go for it, and he loves that. Sees you as very attractive, very smart, very knowledgeable. In the past, you tried to share your knowledge, okay? You were very diverse. You tapped into a lot of different things when you started to heal and when your awakening started. He's witnessed this. I think he understands now what an awakening is. You wouldn't have used those words per se, or maybe you did, but in my case, I didn't. And now I'm sensing that a lot of masculines, if you didn't, came to learn what this was and why you presented the way that you were presenting, okay? And there's nothing wrong with that. And he feels a little bit silly for not understanding that, because I see this as a past energy that you tried, okay? And instead, because he wouldn't receive, you said, okay, well, you left that with them, and then you went and shared it with the world. And that's when things shifted again, because he became very jealous. He didn't like that. He was ever very envious. Eventually, he reached a point where he was envious because it wasn't something silly or something to be mocked or something to be embarrassed of, that people really found solace, found healing and peace. And we're showing tremendous gratitude for this, and we're sharing this with him. Somehow this knowledge found its way to him, and the divine would make sure of that, and so that envy set in, and that's not good either, but it's because they regretted not treating it properly the first time around. So now this is him, the scribe. Look at him studying. Oh my goodness. Look those are 5 scrolls on the ground, and look, there's 4 there on the table, and there's 1 left that's being held by you, Divine Feminine. So I believe that this scroll here is your story, Divine, for the twins, Divine counterparts here. And he knows this is the masculine. This is the masculine there at that one table, okay? Those are karmics in the background. We'll get to them in a minute. But this is him. He separated himself from them. I don't need this knowledge. That's garbage. I'm going to release that. That's why it's on the ground. And I'm going back to the drawing board, and I know I need to fix this and figure out what the true path is. And so, we know our masculines, when you're facing black magic, it's illusions, and I think he was misguided and followed the wrong energies for a very long time, thinking he was in the right camp, thinking he was with the right people. Rah, 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 look at me. Never mind you, Divine Feminine. I can do this on my own, and I found my tribe, my true people. No. That was false, okay? And he thought it would bring him fame and fortune. It didn't. So he knows now that you've known this whole time, and this is what you tried to share with him a long time ago, and he threw it away. Threw it away. But you had so much grace. You didn't act in a way that was vengeful towards him, or even the people that hurt us, hurt you, Divine Feminine, hurt him. He didn't realize they were hurting him. He was being bound to these people through black magic and through trickery. Black magic is simply presenting yourself in a way that's false, pulling from energy that isn't appropriate. I don't want to talk about too much of that, but it's not of the light. So, there'll be a sense of success for a short period of time, but it always falters and fails, okay? Because the light will always overcome the darkness. So I'm glad to see there's a separation there. That's great. And he knows that you're connected to your emotions in a very healthy way, that if you've healed a lot, you're not the same person you used to be. And because of that, it has brought you success, and he knows it'll bring this union success. And you've offered your cup before. Strong feminines, we don't chase, but we will definitely share our love in a different way. This runner-chaser dynamic, that's a very basic concept, and once you really figure all this out, the key is to still show love. You can't disconnect from your twin. Okay, if this is truly what you want, you truly believe in this, we are here to help each other. Irregardless of how we end up in the end here in this life, it doesn't matter. You can't, because if you disconnect from that person, it's a way of disconnecting from a part of you. You have to find peace with that connection. That's what this is about. It's not necessarily a romance. If you want it to be romantic, that's okay. Then go for that. If you don't, then don't. It is not to be defined as, it can't be defined as the same template for everybody. Okay, but there isn't a million twin flames. I don't believe in that. Okay, I think it's a very old archetype, old template that was created by the divine for very prescribed reasons. And I feel like a lot of us gave up on that at different stages on our soul's journey. But for the ones that are quote unquote back online right now, that's great. And it's because I think it's always there as an option within us, because that's how we were created. But the divine isn't going to force anything on anybody. We're here to learn and grow as a free, evolved being, okay? So for those people who are coming back online to this, that's great, and if you don't believe, and if this isn't for you, then that's fine. Click off. You shouldn't be watching videos like this, and you should not make negative comments about it, okay? Because I read all sorts of horrible things and it's awful. And I think that you really need to know yourself, and you really need to be confident, and you'll know because the divine will show you, your guides, your spiritual team above will show you. Okay. When I say above, it's just a way to explain the energies that I'm referring to, because really it's all unity. It's all in unity. It's all unified. Consciousness is one consciousness. We're all part of it. There isn't actually an above state. However, there is a frequency that is a higher leveled frequency. So in terms of explaining and talking about spiritual things and energy, it's really, really hard sometimes to find words that explains it. So I don't know. I just find sometimes that I struggle, and it's difficult to put into words. That's all. So let's go back to the reading. So at the center here, he really puts you above everything and everyone, and he just holds you in his thoughts all the time. He's thinking back to the times where you were intimate, and it feels so good. And he can't wait to come back to this because he knows it'll bring him success. And he has all this higher knowledge now. He understands. He's just scared, and he doesn't know how to bring it forward to you. Okay, so you're still shining that light. For those of the twins that are watching my videos, you are that person who's shining the light. If you're the masculine who's trying to find answers, then that's great. I'm glad that you're here. I hope that the messages help bring you confidence and courage to be strong like the feminine was when she first came online with all this and stepped into that energy and power. This is why she's been able to reach these levels, is because she's true to herself. No matter what people think, and no matter what the world is even saying about this, it doesn't matter what people think. Okay, for a lot of masculines, they really struggled. I'm glad I said struggled, because past tense energy, with worrying about what people would think they got back together with you, or if they were with somebody like you now who's different. Okay, he's gotten over that because he can't get over you. Okay, and as they became awakened as well, and enlightened, all of that fell to the wayside, because that is silly and very immature, and those are from wounded places within them that they've healed. Okay, they're very comfortable now, and I'm happy to see that he's not hiding. That's good. Look, here he's kind of has his back turned to the world, because I think for the longest time he was in an isolated state where he couldn't stop thinking about this. He was so focused on this. And I think like different stages where we also felt like obsessed with it, and we thought there was something wrong. And I get that. And you really have to do the work when you're feeling in those states, feeling obsessed. It's a way to describe the energy, because you have to heal those parts of you that are scared to let go and scared to release this person. Because you have to be able to release and have that separation, have that space to breathe, and let them go, and be willing to see them succeed and be happy. And even if that means being with somebody else, I had to do that. I had to release, because he left to go be with another person, and there's been other people since. I don't think those relationships were successful, but nevertheless, I hope that he learned from them, or learned something about himself by being with somebody else, And let me tell you, that's not easy, but I would go within and do more work with myself, and heal at such massive levels. I never even thought that I could ever overcome that pain and the worry of it all. And then I became just, bit by bit, I became free of this, and I became more comfortable, and I accepted and I surrendered that, okay, I understand that I may not be able to be with this person, but I had to find a way to be comfortable with the love, like what I was saying, that it's okay to love somebody this much, but also be okay with not being with that person in the way that I might have thought that I needed to be or wanted to be. Because ultimately, I always wanted my masculine to be happy. And I told him that. He wasn't strong enough to tell me he was with somebody else. I had to find out from a friend of mine that told me. And I messaged him and said, I wish you all the best. And all I want is for you to be happy. So go and be happy, And of course, his response was cryptic and like, oh, well, I'm not 100% sure. Like, yeah, no, he was. I think he was, in that he was trying to convince himself he was and showing the world that he was. But truly, he wasn't. Inside, he was confused. And that channeling I had this morning from him, that I channeled for myself, was he was telling me that the day that we broke up in haste, really, it was like we were angry with each other, said hurtful things. He wished that he would have had me come over and talk to him in person and talk it out. And his fear of coming back right now has to do with ever facing that situation again, of having me be upset and feel like I need to walk away or want to walk away, because he never wants to feel that pain again of losing us, of losing. It was never lost. The love was never lost, but I guess maybe what he meant was the physical part of it, the physicality of it all. So, so when I hear things like that, like it's not up to me to convince somebody else of anything. All I do is send love. And then I saw light come in. You hear my throat chakra? That's a clearing. The light came in right away. And then I see when I do energy work and clearings, because he received the love, it just gently pushed out the parts of the fields that were darker. And then I feel like, whew, like a release, and it feels very light and breezy. And I almost kind of fell asleep right after for a little bit. And then I woke up and then felt like I needed to share a message with the collective. So usually it goes hand in hand, like my experience is usually felt and would be similar, I would imagine, to other people. And this is why we're guided to platforms like this to share with the world, because we have to support each other, because this is very unique and it's very difficult to find support out there. And I remember when I was in the worst part of my awakening, I felt so scared. I felt so alone. And I wish that there was somebody that I could reach out to help me. But that person wasn't there. It was essentially turning around to myself and doing this for myself, with myself, with my higher self, and then with my guides, of course. And, more and more energies, not people, but energies would present themselves to me and help me learn, And now I'm feeling much stronger and a much more stable place that I can now share this with other people. Hi, Misty. Come up here. Come on. Come on. Here comes my Misty. She's always around when I'm doing my readings. Come on, honey. Where are you? All right. She's just playing around here. One sec. Sorry, my Misty was getting into mischief. There she is there. Oh, dear. And I just have that Metatronic cube playing for us as well. Very powerful, that Merkaba. So just pull that into your toolbox if it's not something that you use. Research it, because it's extremely helpful. So while I was redirecting my little girl here, I pulled these other cards, and there's just so much to share that our counterparts want to share with us around the areas that they would have healed, and I felt the areas where I was fractured as well yesterday after the release of this curse, black mat, whatever that was able to really be filled with love and light. And I feel like we've succeeded. And this is what we're going to now face in the next few days, few weeks for some people, okay? It would have otherwise taken years if we didn't do the clearing I'm hearing that we did yesterday. So because that's what that does. It's all it can do is cause a delay. So that's pretty good, right? Moving from years to days and weeks. Like, that's incredible. And it's all a balancing. 222. Very powerful number. It's a huge manifestation, and that's what this is. You've done it. Congratulations. And Divine Feminine, this is you. Okay, you were the Queen of Keys here. I didn't really talk about this card, but he knows that you have the key to all of the world's secrets, and that you're very old and wise, and you're that scribe, you're the high priestess, you're the hierophant. You embody everything in these cards. All these archetypes, like, he knows that you're super smart. He's heard as well that you're really into cards, and he didn't really understand that. He thought it was silly, but I think not so much anymore, because he sees that there's so much value, and it's not just about that tarot system, the divination system, but there's like affirmations and positive, beautiful ways to heal, and just the artwork. And he also heard like that if you do your own cards or the unique way that you use them, then he felt silly, like, because it's very, that's this here, okay, like, not right. So he just sees you as just so powerful and successful, and because of that, the world is just your oyster, and you're going to open up so much power with what you offer the world. Okay, there's no more tower anymore. That was in the past, what I was just describing. So his worry and concern with the cards. And I know I've invited my counterpart to come here. You know, he doesn't live far from here. He enjoys the lake. Right now it's ice fishing and snowmobiling and just really enjoying nature in the winter because that's the climate here. And I know that he's worried about coming here because he knows that things are different in my home now compared to when he would have first been here when I first moved here about 5-6 years ago. And sometimes I think, okay, well, what if he shows up here like I have all my things out and, you know, maybe I should hide them? No. And then I challenge myself because I will not hide to please people. You know, this is my home. And for anybody that comes here, if you don't like it, then don't look at it, you know? So that's not an easy thing for me to do because, you know, obviously I don't want to make him uncomfortable. And again, it's that message earlier about that intimidation that, you know, they were intimidated by us. And oftentimes, you know, I think I would dim myself down a bit because I didn't want him to feel that way. Well, that's not the answer. We're not to ever dim ourselves down. No. They need to figure out a way to cope with it. And if they can't, then they need to just release and let us move on, right? But they don't want us to. So that's him here. So let's see here. So the Six of Pentacles, it's interesting where I put them, and I put them there for a reason. And there's my Misty. She's back. She's going to listen. Thank you, Misty. Yeah. So he sees that you're a huge gift giver, you know, and that this is how you shine your light. And in the past, I don't think he understood why you would have bestowed gifts to him, or maybe some of the people you've chosen to do healings for. But, you know, when you're of service, you help the people that you're guided to help. I don't pick and choose. I believe that we are healing partners. So whenever you bestow healing to somebody, that person is helping you heal as well. Okay, that's why for me, I don't do a monetary exchange of any kind ever. I don't see it as a material way of existing, and so I treat it as such. And that's just me. You know, most people do charge money because they make a living in that way, and if that's what you've decided to do, then that's okay. I mean, that's personal for everyone to set up however they want. But I shared that with my counterpart in the very beginning of my journey. I don't think he understood that either. And I think he thought people were taking advantage of me, you know, and it's not. I need to be smart, and I had to become smarter though, and not overgive and not just give frivolously to just anybody either. And that over time, I feel like I've figured it all out pretty good. And I know when it's meant to be shared and when it's somebody who is just, you know, looking for a handout, that it really isn't wanting to do the work and is wanting me to fix or heal something. No, we can't fix. We don't have the power to fix or heal anybody. We can assist that person in learning what they need to learn or clear what they need to clear to bring in the light so they can do their own learning. But nobody has the power to heal somebody else, okay? Now, I'm talking spiritual and energy, okay? I'm not talking about other things. Because obviously a doctor can heal somebody. A surgeon can heal somebody. That's not what I'm talking about. Okay. So he is thinking back to the ways that you were giving, and he wants another chance, okay? And he knows that you are bestowing this energy still, and waiting for him to step into accepting this offer that will bring tremendous joy. He knows that. So he's getting ready. You know, he is. He knows you're good. Look at you, the fool here. This is the modern witch tarot. Look, you know, you're just off on your merry way and taking care of your business and you're fine. And this was perplexing to him. He was like, don't you want to know what's going on here? But this is the position I've taken. I know he wants me to be the one to kind of go back to the way I was before when I would share. No. That's for them. He chose to step away, in my situation anyhow, And that's fine, because I sent him, remember, with love and light. But to come back, you need to share, and because I have to be the one to receive and he needs to be the one to give. Now, I give in different ways, though. It's just, you have to know the balance, okay? So this is the challenge for him right now, and he's going to do it. He's not hidden here. He's exposing himself, and he will expose himself, which is great. So, this Ace of Cups, he knows that you hold the power there. Look at the Ten of Pentacles. Success, I'm hearing. And what will bring us success is this passionate new beginning in this relationship. Two of Cups. And he's so amazed at your ability to let go of the ways that he acted foolishly in the past. He feels embarrassed. It's like he doesn't want people to know. Like, he worries about what you've shared with people, But most of us aren't like that. If we did, it would have been with a trusted friend. But again, those are things that they need to work on. Okay, it's not for us to save them from their own difficulties. They need to challenge themselves. So they were able to overcome, though, problems and the things that I think I've talked about, because they're ready. And when they come forward, it'll be successful, and you'll have your brand new passionate beginning. You'll be successful financially as well. We struggled in our past when we were together. That was karma, and we've cleared that. And now we've stepped into brand new roles financially, and I'm financially pretty stable. Like, I could always have more, but the divine doesn't give us more than what we really need. And I'm not somebody that's striving to have all this money. I just want to have what I need to get by. I've had lifetimes where I lived abundantly and over, like, indulge and things like that. And I don't really find comfort in that anymore. Like, it didn't bring me joy back then. So yeah, see, I've tempered that. So this is he knows that you're holding your cup back right now, only in that, like, you're not sharing how you truly feel, because you tried before, and he shut it down because he was dealing with all this yuck. So he wants to know more about this. I channeled that yesterday, and that makes me happy. It does, but I'm not offering it. Like, he's gonna have to ask. Okay, and he will. He'll overcome this. And he knows that we left and focused on ourselves, and because of that, we became successful. And he should have done that a long time ago, And this is a thing of the past, like me kind of being alone here as I went off on my journey. And he doesn't want me to be alone and walk this earth alone anymore. He wants to be with me. He wants to be with us as in me and my children. So, the Ace of Wands is really being granted here to the lovers. This is who he's decided to give this to. And this Two of Cups as a reconciliation here. Okay. And he knows that you've helped to keep the bottom parts of the field safe and clear and clean. And there's been a success because of that. The purple is power, is protection. Okay, it's very, very, very important to safeguard that part of your structure energetically, and the timeline is is secured because you were able to do that, Divine Feminine. So congratulations. You've achieved success here. Look. In the way that you were giving to yourself and showing yourself love, you were able to have all these new opportunities financially. And he understands that's what the scribe is. He's really reflected and really figured all this out. Okay? And this energy is being tempered here. He doesn't want you to be the only one to give anymore and take, okay? And him take, sorry. He wants to have an equal exchange of giving and taking. So that's been tempered here. And the Nine of Swords, let's see why that's there. You've overcome this pain because those swords are not in your back, okay? They're behind you. And he knows you know how to protect yourself, okay? Oh, I don't know if I don't want to talk about this, but like some of the black magic had to do with the sacral chakra. I'm going to keep it PG, okay? And he knows you've been cleansed, or you kept yourself clear there in the sacral area, and that means you were chaste, you didn't give yourself away. Or perhaps he knows that you're holding space for him. And that's okay if you've done that. If you've been with other people, that's okay too. It's just that right now, though, I'm feeling like Divine Feminines that are listening to this reading, or if this reading is to help you get there, you really showed yourself love, and you've become very comfortable with your sexuality because you're so confident and love yourself, and you've transformed yourself out of this place from in the past because of trauma into a really confident person, okay, who loves herself, okay, and that's really good. And so you know, he feels silly for not really appreciating that before, and I think he's going to be able to talk to you a little bit more about this. So that's good. The chess game. Three of Keys, that's Three of Pentacles. And you see how one figures down? That's the karmic. This is the masculine here, I'm seeing. He knows where he wants to go. And he's balanced out his finances with, you know, the Two of Cups. He threw away one of them. Or not a cup, sorry, coins. And balanced out his money because he released this karmic here. He was just bloodsucker, you know? Like, just take. No more. No more. He stood up for himself and he cut the strings, cut the cords there. There's no more of that. No more freebies. Yeah, see? That's why he couldn't give to you. He was too preoccupied with all this over here. But he's overcome that. He'll overcome it. He trusts you, and he knows that you're smart, business person, savvy, you know, and he wants to be successful with you. He just really does see you as a match. Oh, there's that Three of Cups. Oh, that's good. He wants this get together, and I was getting that message earlier that he's going to look at a way to free himself up this week. Most of our counterparts are quite busy, so it's difficult to find time, but I was hearing that he would really like to get together to start having these conversations. You know, I hear that a lot, but, you know, I always kind of hold on to that in a way in my heart, but then I release, and I try not to think about it so much. Because that's how you manifest. You can't sit there and hang on to it all the time, you know. It's like my daughter one day, she was, she got this job, and she said, you know, Mom, I couldn't believe it. Like, I wanted it really bad, but I just when I applied, I just forgot all about it, and I just said, well, if I get it, great. If I don't, and she just said, like, it just happened so quick right after she released, and I do teach my kids about 3444 there, so 3444. Look at 444. 3 is a balancing mind, body, spirit. So we've mastered, and it's also a mastery number when you see it repeat as well. So that's you're in balance, you're online and in line, and our children are as well, and they're doing well because we've taught them. We do teach them. I teach my kids about spirituality, and the energy, the energetics, and that they need to have those areas just as healthy as, say, their physical body, their emotional well-being. It's like no different than having proper sleep and proper nutrition. You need to have a clear energetic field, and spiritually speaking, you do need to have a connection to source. What that means is different for everyone. I don't influence what that means to them, but I simply help them have an open mind that there's more out there than what we see here in the physical. Okay, so we were raised Catholic, or I was raised Catholic, and I raised my children Catholic in a sense. But a lot of the religion and the doctrines that I feel are very oppressive, like my children very young, very quickly remove themselves like from the church environment because they didn't feel comfortable with the things they were hearing. And I supported that 100%. I exposed them to it because I guess in a sense I thought I had to because that's the way I was raised. But I didn't disagree with them because I often didn't feel comfortable, but I didn't know. I was very shy and quiet. I didn't really have a lot of guidance in my life. I just thought I had to be there. And so, because I didn't know myself. And so eventually, as I stepped into my true way of really being, and with my enlightenment, I started to really better understand what made me happy. And so I didn't remove everything in terms of religion. I take the good parts and combine my spiritual knowing and knowledge with that, and I pull it together, and it provides tremendous strength and hope for me. But again, to each their own. This isn't to influence anybody, but certainly as a mother, it's a tremendous responsibility, and it's such an honor, and I take it very seriously. And that's the most important job that I hold in this life, and that I've held in past lives, is to raise my children in a way where they can be successful, but not just monetary, because I want them to be obviously comfortable and have what they need, but spiritually first, and then all the other pieces fall into place from there. So it's not easy, and so I feel like our counterparts are looking for help in those areas, because I think they've heard that, Divine Feminine, you've had success, you've helped even other people's children as well, and he's just very curious, and he wants to learn more, which is great. I'm happy they're finally over the worries of it all, and they're in a place now where they want to learn. And again, when you come together, you're going to learn so much together. It's going to be really, really fantastic. So the Queen of Keys here is, so this is you, and you're willing to share. Some of us, I don't think we're willing to share. So this was a clearing for those feminines out there that might have had a block to letting this in. So congratulations to those of you who received the healing, and I wish you all the best of success here as you come together for this Ace of Cups, this brand new beginning, okay? Look, our friend, he is key with communication. Look at that. Number 3. Thank you, Archangel Gabriel. Thank you. So look up 444, everybody. Okay, look that up. Actually, I'm going to pause and come right back, because I saved something on my phone with these numbers, because I'm seeing them like huge. Like, I'm telling you, I'm seeing it like over and over and over. Like, I usually see it a lot, but it's crazy how much I'm seeing it. So just give me a sec. I'll come right back.